Find the brake pedal on the left and the gas pedal on the right. One foot can handle both because you never want to press the gas pedal and the brake pedal at the same time. Practice a bit so you can find them without looking. As you make these preparations to drive, it is important to think about what you're doing and anticipate the actions you're about to take. Driving requires more than just physical skill, it requires mental sharpness. It's natural to be nervous. After all, it's your first time. Just remember that you can stop and collect yourself if you need to. But to do that, you need to know how to use the brake. And for that, we need to go on a test run. As they say at the track,
ladies and gentlemen, start your engines!
Turn the ignition key. Once you hear the engine turn over, let go of the key. Now that the engine is running, let's get a feeling for the car in motion. With your right foot on the brake pedal, put the car in gear. Let go of the brake pedal and slowly apply the gas. By slowly, I mean very lightly apply pressure to the pedal, again with your right foot. You'll hear the engine rev up a bit and propel you slowly in the direction you want to go. Now move your foot back to the brake pedal and slowly apply pressure until you come to a complete stop. If your car has a manual transmission, shifting gears manually takes a little more skill, but it also gives you more control over your vehicle. With a manual transmission, you push in the clutch with your left foot and put the car in gear. Then ease off on the clutch while easing on the gas with your right foot. This can be tricky and takes some left foot, right foot coordination to keep your car from stalling. The only real way to get this right is to practice. So go over this with your instructor until you get the feel of shifting. Now you have a feeling for your car at slow speed. Driving in a straight line requires only slight adjustments. These constant but slight movements help you maintain a smooth, steady ride. Even on a windy road, it will take very little to adjust your course. Basically, the less you turn the wheel, the better off you'll be. Since you are still in the safe confines of the parking lot, this is a good time to practice some turns. Try a 90-degree right turn and a 90-degree left turn. Remember to straighten out the wheel each time. How's it feel so far? Turning a car requires more than just turning the steering wheel. You need to use your turn signal, control your speed, and maintain the correct lane while you keep a safe distance from other vehicles. This is especially true at intersections. Right turns can be relatively easy because you don't have to cross oncoming traffic. But you need to make your turn wide enough to avoid the curb and tight enough to avoid veering out of your proper lane. Left turns are harder because you will probably have to cross an oncoming lane of traffic. This means you have to be extremely aware of all other vehicles on the road. Give yourself enough time to make the turn. Signal early and slow down gradually to warn those behind you. Make sure there are no pedestrians in the crosswalk. Look in all directions before making your turn. Wait for an opening, give other vehicles the right of way, and make sure you can turn safely. Left turns can be nerve-wracking. Practice in less congested areas before you head out on the open road. Try backing up. This is a little trickier because you don't have as good a view of where you're going. Do not depend on your rear view mirrors. Always turn and check behind you and to the sides for any objects or people in your path. Back up slowly and be prepared to brake. Mirrors don't reveal everything. You will always have blind spots, so check and recheck whenever you're changing lanes, turning, or backing up. Parking can be tricky for even seasoned drivers. Curb parking offers little challenge when there are no other cars around. You simply pull over as close to the curb as possible. But what if there are other cars already parked, limiting your access? This is where parallel parking comes in. You often have a limited space to work with, and you need your timing and coordination to pull this off. But once you've mastered the art of parallel parking, you'll be well on your way to being a seasoned driver. Let's take this one step at a time. pull up even and close beside the car in front of the space. You should look over your right shoulder and make a hard turn to the right, then begin to back into the space. When the steering wheel is even with the other car's rear bumper, straighten out. Then, when your front bumper clears the other car's rear bumper, make a sharp turn to the left and ease into the parking spot, making sure to stop before you hit the car behind you. Straighten the wheel and pull forward slightly. The main thing is to give yourself time to become comfortable behind the wheel. Train your body as well as your mind to learn these new skills. Keep practicing and you will feel your body and your mind relax as your skills improve. The more you drive, the more experience that you get, the more time you spend on the road, you'll be able to react to different situations quickly and efficiently, but it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's something you have to practice, and it's something you have to be really aware of and stay on top of. When you feel confident enough to try driving on public streets, have your friend drive you to a low-traffic secondary road. Before you do these next on-road exercises, you should have already read the traffic laws and regulations handbook you got when you signed up for your learner's permit. If you don't have a handbook, get one and read it carefully. First, familiarize yourself with the meaning of all traffic signs, their shapes as well as colors. Be aware of yellow warning signs. They may use symbols, letters, or both. Green guide signs give you information on routes and locations. Orange construction signs require special attention and often demand decreased speed. Intersections are dangerous places. The chances for a collision are greater here than anywhere else. You would think that stopping at a red traffic light would be obvious, but there are more collisions involving drivers running red lights than any other kind. It may seem like the simplest drill in the world, but let's review it quickly.